Hey, hey, this is Bluntly Talking, and this is Mita, and I'm here with my co-host.
Noodles.
Hey, Noodles, what's up, what's up?
How's
But,
it going?
nice, and I'm happy because we are also featuring, this is where you introduce yourself.
Oh, they're gonna say my name. Hi, Musica here.
I'm sorry. As you can see,
You
this
tell
is
me how this is gonna
unscripted,
go.
right? This is our first episode, you guys, on Twitch. I'm so
Official
excited.
episode.
Our official episode. Let me just check really quick the audio. I just
Sounds
want to
bueno.
see. Oh, yeah, you can hear it?
I heard it. I thought you guys heard it too because I apparently had my volume all the way up.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah, because I wanted to check too, so I was like, let me have it open.
Okay. So, this is just me playing. We're playing on a Minecraft. Well, Noodles and I are playing on Minecraft. And it's my realm. Or I should say our realm. And
I am playing on Conan.
yes, Conan. And then
No,
this
you
I lost
cannot
my
yell.
train of thought. That's Ben.
Yes, that is my dog, my little husky Fenris, who's yelling at me because her other sisters, is refusing to play with her.
That's so freaking cute.
Oh, yeah, it's cute until all of a sudden you hear in the middle of the night, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to sleep here, damn it.
It's so cute. But I was gonna say about the server that we're in. It's the realm. Sorry, the realm that we're in. The texture pack is city. We have the city texture pack, and then we also have some add-ons. We have the pet add-ons, and the dragons, right? We have a dragon add-on. We have the magical one.
Oh yeah, we haven't used that one yet.
Yeah,
But
you
yep.
forgot about that one, huh?
Mhm.
How dare you?
That's because I'm still in the building my area process.
Yeah. We're all. I mean, how long have we been playing in this one?
Like maybe a month.
Yeah, probably.
Mama, she doesn't want to play. I'm sorry. Plus, it's late. Go nappies.
Go Mimis.
Like, I walked you, I just fed you, I gave you treats. You have water. Honestly, you're just being a brat right now.
Ah, the cutest brat ever.
Then you could come babysit her.
Oh, she's being a brat, I've heard.
Oh, wow. Let's see how it is. You want to babysit your little furry grandchild?
I mean, that's the word on the street. I don't know. I just heard it.
Right, you just heard it.
I think I'm gonna go pretend to be a pirate for a little bit.
Grr. Grr. I've been wanting to play Conan though, but right now I'm trying to build a maze in my garden, so that's taking up a lot of my time.
Gotta get the important stuff.
Yeah.
A maze.
Did you just hear me?
Yeah, I gotta get the important stuff out of the way. I heard you.
Right, of course.
No, look at the little corgi. That's right, we have the dog add-on.
The pet one, yeah. The pets.
Yeah. I don't know if you already said that one or not, I'm sorry.
I think I did. I think I said the pets. We have the pets. We have the dragon, the magical one. We have like a furniture one.
Mm-hmm. I turned my head. I saw like in the corner of my eye my phone, but to me it looked like it was falling.
Mm-hmm.
So I like did like a whole little.
Oh my god.
But my phone was fine. It's on the stand. It's fine.
Good.
But my little paranoid brain was like, it's falling. Catch it. And I tried to catch it, but there was nothing. There was nothing wrong with it.
I'm wondering, because I'm doing this maze, but it's like a maze that it's, I kind of wanted like a garden type. I'm trying to think how hard I should do it. Alright, guys. I'm gonna read to you guys, something. Hold on,
Something?
let's see. Something. It's some confessions. Confessions and revenge stories, I guess.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Onward.
I'm trying to see which one is the one that I felt. Oh god, this is a little bit long. Okay. This is a malicious compliance. But I think this one should really go in the revenge, actually. I don't know. Alright, it's called New Neighbor Didn't Like My Old Fence, so I took it down. About 5 or 6 years ago, I built a fence in my backyard. I talked to my neighbors and we decided on a good place to build the fence. We knew an approximate property line based on some survey pins, but we're both too cheap to pay for a surveyor. We shook hands and I built the fence. It was a great deal for my neighbors. I paid for everything, built the fence, and all they had to do was give me a thumbs up when it was done. Then, a year later, they sold their house. That meant I got a new neighbor. More specifically, I got Anne. Anne was from the big city. Anne was a realtor. Anne had flipped 8 houses in 12 years. Anne loved this new house and planned on staying for a long time. And Anne had a dog, Razzie. Razzie was a German Shepherd mix that spent most of the day outside while Anne went to work. Razzie was aggressive towards children, animals, insects, and any plants that waved in the breeze. Razzie also, as Anne once told me, loved to chew on furniture. That's why Razzie stayed outside so much. About 6 months after Anne moved in, I saw a surveyor walking around in my neighborhood, and he was paying special attention to my backyard. The next day Anne showed up at my front door with a stack of papers and asked me if I was going to pay her for the 9 inches that my fence was encroaching into her property. I explained the handshake deal with the last neighbors, but she was having no part of it. She wanted the fence moved or she wanted money. No discussions. She had spoken to her lawyer friend and was perfectly happy to take me to court over the fence. She told me, I don't know how
Damn.
you guys do it out here in the sticks, but where I come from, we follow the rules.
Okay.
Huh. Okay. Sure.
So, I got rid of the fence. The next day I unscrewed the horizontal rails from the brackets, stacked the fence panels up against my garage, and pulled up the fence posts with my workman. About a week later, Anne shows up at my front door again. She wants to know when I'm going to be building a new fence. Turns out, without my portion of the fence, she has not been able to let Razzie out unattended for fear that he will run away, attack something, or get hit by a car. She also told me she can't keep him in the house all day while she's at work anymore. Her furniture and carpet were all but ruined. I told her, Well, Anne, I'm not going to be rebuilding the fence. I don't want any legal trouble, and the best way to stay out of trouble is to not build near your property. The look on her face was priceless. I thought she was going to cry. She probably did when she got back home. She tried to protest, saying that she really needed the fence back and she would even help pay for the new one. She told me how much she loved the style and aesthetic of the old one. It was just the location that she had a problem with. I stood firm. There would be no new fence. She never got a fence. She made half-hearted attempts to put up some bamboo fencing, but Razzie tore through that stuff like wet newspaper. Eventually I sold my place and moved away. I took the old fence panels with me and I still look at them every day when I let my dog out in the morning. The end.
Damn.
Yeah. What do y'all think about that?
Okay. First, I think oh my god, I think there could have been a compromise. Like if she didn't want like on her land of portion, then she could have just asked him, "Hey, can you move it just like a few inches like on yours? You know where the property lines meet or touch, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just straight up immediately be like, "Hey, get rid of it, or I'm gonna effing sue you." Because now it's like you ruined your what could have been an amicable relationship with your neighbor. And second, it's like you got rid of a perfectly good fence that honestly, from what I understand, they probably both have about almost the same size of land, so like doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is to me it's like why don't you build your own? Or are you just that cheap?
Right.
And the fact that he also said like, oh, she put some bamboo to make a wall and the dog still fucking tore through that. It's like, first of all, lady, what are you not teaching of your dog? Like, it either needs help, you're doing something wrong, or it's like why are you letting your dog be this destructive? Like, there
Mm-hmm.
has to be a reason why the dog is acting like that. I'm sorry, there's like no other reason why I think in my head why a dog, um, especially a German Shepherd of all breeds, would act so aggressive and violent.
Right.
See, even Fenris
I
agrees
was
with
gonna
me.
say Ben was like, yeah, you tell the
So,
mama.
yeah, like I don't think he was an asshole for doing that. I mean, I think this was definitely a good petty revenge or malicious compliance, whatever.
Mhm.
And like she got what she asked. She asked it to be removed or there be consequences. Unfortunately, she got the consequences. Because now it's like, well, you're too lazy, you're too cheap to put up an actual fence for your dog now, and now you have to deal with the fact that your dog is being destructive in your house.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Like, she didn't think before she acted. All she saw was, oh, he's encroaching in my space. How dare he? And didn't even like take into consideration that, hey, maybe if I tell him in a dick way to take off the fence,
Yeah.
that he might not put it back up because he already put in the work. I'm putting it up. Why would he put in the work again to put it back when he already had a place for it where he did the work already?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, and then she right away brought in like lawyers into it. Like, really? I don't know. That's petty.
Yeah.
I think she also the fact that the way she said it to him, it's like, I don't know how you do it here in the sticks. It's like,
Yeah, like she was
okay, like, well,
Mhm.
damn, rude as fuck right there.
For real.
Like, oh my god, like I've heard so many different petty revenge ones, but like the ones I always hear, like how city people like who've born there, grew up there, and they like all of a sudden like, oh, I want to go out, like like into like a quiet, nice neighborhood, like the sticks as they all say it, and all of a sudden they want to act like they do in the city. It's like, no, there's it literally is like two different cultures right there. Like there's the way you act in a city, and then there's the way you act like in a small town like that. Like there is,
Mhm.
and plus too, it's like if you more than likely like mess with someone with the wrong person, especially like a family who's been there longer, has more um reputation or foothold than you do as a newbie, and you piss them off, more than likely like the whole town's gonna turn against you now.
Yeah.
So like the fact that she did that, thinking like, oh, like I'm from this city, I know what I'm talking about. Like I think it's a whole mentality like I'm better than you type deal. Like
Mhm.
it's like okay, yeah, sure. In the city, you probably
Yeah.
would be considered better, but you're not in the city.
Yeah,
So
it does feel like she was just on a power trip, like, this is what I can do, and you're powerless
Mhm.
against it, and he was like, you want to bet?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you guys. Like it's crazy. I it all goes down to communication. I don't get it. People who because of this lady, instead of just coming like firm and be no, like this is what I want. It's either this or that. And she didn't even like what in her mind made her think that this guy was going to put up the fence again. You know,
mm.
like hello.
No, yeah, especially since like again, like he said to her like, oh, like I had a previous deal with the other owner, because again, like for like whatever reason, like for his own dog, or for like the fact that it's like, oh, we both just wanted to have our own boundaries, whatever, and it was also like serving a purpose for her in the beginning, again, like for her dog.
Mhm.
It's like why argue over like the line of it? Okay, yes, fine, whatever. You want to have it on the property line, whatever, then again, just ask, like, hey, can we just move it onto the actual line? So this way it's like on both, but neither at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of just asking
hmm
full on force, like, we do it my way, or we do it or we do it my way, or no way at all. And obviously, like, he chose, like, fine, no way it is then. I'm just gonna take it down, and we're not gonna, uh, have a big deal no more.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I just find it's very stupid that what she did.
Mhm.
It's definitely the whole um, place to begins win surprises.
Definitely.
Fenris, sorry, Fenris, stop it. She doesn't want to play. She's tired. No, sorry, I'm arguing with my child here.
So good.
I don't know why my stupid tweets are not going through. So annoying.
Here, what's not going through?
My tweets. What else would
Oh,
they call them now?
Your
here.
message, inspirations.
My
Where
messages
the
X's
on
and
X.
O's.
I was gonna say my access. And how does that song go?
X's and they love me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that won't go through. Post, damn it.
Do the thing!
It says post not sent. We're sorry we weren't able to send your post. Would you like to retry or save this post in drafts? I've done it in drafts. I can't speak.
what? What the what?
So I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
You know what I just thought? I always make fun of you whenever you can't speak.
Yeah.
And recently I haven't been able to speak either, so
Haha,
The
karma.
universe, like,
I
okay,
think
then go
karma's
for it.
getting to me.
I
Now that
told
I
you.
think about it.
I
Oops.
told you. Karma is real, man.
She is, and she's a beach.
I mean, only if you deserve it.
She deserved it.
Little old me?
No,
Little
you're right.
moi?
She's an innocent little. No, just- I'm trying to see. How? I can go through here. I'm gonna kill you, sheep. Why is all of a sudden there's so many animals? Oh my god, they better still be in my corrals. I am running. Nope, my sheep are still here. My cows are here too. Why are they still babies? Why is it taking so long for them to grow? Oh, do I have the... No, damn it. Which one did you have, Musica?
Oh, I have Am I the Asshole?
Do you want to read one?
Sure, I have one. I admit, it's a bit long. Or
That's
do you
what
want to
she
say
said.
that for like the last one? Actually, I'll say this was the last one. So let me get the other one.
I was really
Not
just
long.
about to be like, we like long ones,
Ow.
and then right after I was like, hey, that's what she said.
That's what she always says.
Not what she always gets though.
Oh my god, I'm killing little baby buffalo, but you all saw it attack me first. It was in self-defense, I promise.
Anyways, I have another one. This one's not as long. I'll say the longer one for later. But it's also like, am I the asshole? So,
Okay.
am I the asshole for not inviting my sister to my wedding after she ruined my proposal? Okay.
Ooh.
I, 29 male, recently got engaged to my girlfriend, 28 female, and it was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of our lives. I had planned a romantic proposal at our favorite spot, a secluded beach, where we had our first date. I had everything ready, flowers, a small picnic, and a photographer hiding nearby to capture the moment. When the day came, my sister, 32 female, insisted on tagging along. She said she wanted to take a few candid photos of us before the proposal. I was hesitant, but agreed, thinking it might make the moment more special. Big mistake. As we reached the spot, my sister started acting weird, making snarky comments and trying to direct the whole scene like a movie. My girlfriend could sense something was off, and the mood was getting ruined. Then, out of nowhere, my sister grabbed the ring box from my pocket and yelled, "Surprise! Look what he was going to do." My girlfriend was shocked, and I was furious. I managed to salvage the proposal somewhat, but the moment was tainted. My girlfriend said yes, but we both felt like the proposal was ruined. Later, I confronted my sister, and she just laughed it off, saying she was just trying to help and that I was overreacting. Fast forward to our wedding planning, and my fiance and I decided not to invite my sister. We wanted our day to be about us, without any unnecessary drama. When my family found out, they were furious. My parents called me heartless, and my sister is playing the victim, saying I'm tearing the family apart over a little joke. Now I'm feeling conflicted. Am I the asshole for not inviting my sister to my wedding after she ruined my proposal? Edit. This is not the first time she's done this. I have a few. Well, he has a few scenarios where she's kind of done similar things, but I don't want to read those.
Okay. But the point is, this wasn't her first time
Pretty much, like
to
she's.
fuck up shit.
Yes.
That's not. No, you're not the asshole. Like, that's. She did it on purpose. She fucking did it on purpose. Like, you cannot sit there and be like, oh, it was just like, I wanted to help. No. The way to help is not to be there. If you could have, like, gone and hid somewhere where they were gonna go and take pictures then. You don't reach into your brother's pocket and pull out the ring. That's nah. That was hell no. He is not the asshole. She does not deserve to be there with them.
I'm like trying to picture that whole scenario. I'm like getting secondhand embarrassment.
Like, congratulations to the brother though. Like, at least his girlfriend said yes. But
Yeah.
that's so messed up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I can't imagine doing that to Musica. Like for you to do it to me, like, no, that's just sibling code. You don't fucking do that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're not the asshole. Definitely not. Because, yeah, I mean, there's nothing that can guarantee that she's not going to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So no, definitely. Like I said, just picturing that, like, oh my god, it's horrible.
Throw the whole sister away. You don't need that.
But yeah, kudos that his fiance said yes, even knowing the kind of family she's gonna go, the sister-in-law she's gonna be getting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I read a little bit of the little edits that he added, and one of them he said that and this is also on the fiance's birthday too, so she had accidentally bumped into the fire alarm and set off a commotion.
Oh
Again,
my
on her
god.
birthday, like from
That's
the
messed up.
bit that I've heard on the story and like the little edits, she sounds like a narcissist. Like she wants to be in attention. The fact too, like she's telling not only like she begged him to come, but like she ruined like the
Yeah.
atmosphere, telling him like how they should act or behave, and then like I think it wasn't going like the way she wanted it, she was like, oh fuck it, whatever. And
Yeah.
first of all, rude that she reached into his pocket. Second of all, it's like, what the hell? Like, I agree with Noodles. Like, I cannot imagine doing this to you. Like, if you had this whole thing planned and it's just to be your moment alone together, um, I cannot imagine just doing that to Ruben because like, oh, like I had to be a part of it, or like I have to be at some point of a center along with it as a pivotal moment, whatever. Like, yeah, like there's, and if she has a history of doing this, yeah, I'm afraid like in the wedding she might be one of the ones that comes in wearing a white dress
Oh my
for
god,
all we
yes.
know.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. I
Yeah,
would
so
put it
like I
past her.
don't think um he's in the wrong. He's not an asshole. I think who are the assholes is not definitely not only the sister, but like also the parents too. Like why are they saying he's
Yes.
heartless? Why are
Yeah.
they taking her side? Or like okay, like if they're trying to like find a compromise for both of them to be there and like, oh, it's a moment in all of our lives, like like we want to remember forever. Okay, maybe. But like if this is something like again like she's obviously shown like to have done multiple times throughout her life, and if they haven't really punished her in any way or form, then like they're automatically enabling her.
That's what I was just about to say. You know that they enable her. If they're standing by her side, knowing how important it was to him for this proposal to go well, and for her to do that, and for them to just be like, "Oh, she was just playing. She was just being her. You know how she is." Like, no, that's
Yeah.
enabling. Nuh-uh.
Nah, yeah, I would have. If she was my child, I would have slapped her. I would have been like, "Do you have any like?" If I'd be like, "You owe him a redo or something," or like you owe him. Like screw that.
Well, but like it's like the guy said, like this isn't even
The
the
first
first
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, también, like, at this point, if he knows how she is, he should have said no. Like, at the end of the day,
Mhm.
like, it's still messed up. Like, I'm pretty sure it was one of those, he wanted it, like, that's his sister. I'm pretty sure there's still love there. And he was giving her the benefit of the doubt, just like, oh, she just wants to be the first one to see, you know?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, but, I don't know. That Either way, that sucks for him. It
Yeah.
She is not a good person if she was willing to do that to him.
Mhm.
Oh shoot, my battery's about to die.
On what?
My controller. I need to go switch it out.
Mm.
Let me do that really fast, actually.
Okay. So I thought it was gonna be like, oh, it'll be really quick and fun and easy to do this maze. Nope. I was mistaken. What is it that you're doing right now on Conan Musica? Move, you stupid thing.
Right now I am. Well, I need to go up a level because I need to open up what on my journey? I need to unlock. Well, actually, I don't need to unlock that. I need to unlock the journeyman, uh, Mason knowledge, which is at level 20, and I'm at level 19, so I'm just exploring, gonna kill or collect, and that helps give me a bit of XP, depending on what I do.
Hmm.
Nice.
And I'm close to the jungle-ish. I'm still in the desert, but like I'm not that far from the jungle, so I'm just exploring. And I'm watching my doggos to make sure Fenris doesn't take things too far and try to play too roughly with, because there's times where she would accidentally bite her a little too hard, or be a little more rough than she should be, and then yeah, I'll start yelling at her.
Sorry.
And
I'm
then just
sorry, my
also starts
yelling was very random.
yelling at me like this, trying to convince me to get Xena to either pay her attention or play. No, I'm sorry. She doesn't want to, Mama, so you gotta learn that, no means no. She's tired, she don't want to. I don't know how the hell you have so much energy.
For reals.
I wish I had that energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys want or not, but I have also a Reddit story.
Yes, I want.
Yes. What yours? What delicious
It's
story have to sacrifice for us?
it's
Wahahaha.
it's Karen's in the Wild, but this one isn't that crazy. But I just thought it was hilarious. So it starts with saying, Karen just got pissed at me because I didn't greet or pet her dog. I'm allergic to dogs.
Okay, what?
God.
Already I'm questioning this a little.
So off in the comments it goes on to elaborate, saying, I was sitting down on the great slope and on my phone. She walked past me and her dog was sniffing around my legs. So I moved my leg away, but then the dog stopped moving forward. So I looked up and she was stood over me, glaring at me. So I moved my bag off of the ground in case it was in the way. And then she she sort of huffed at me angrily. And I don't want to say stalked away, because it wasn't quite that aggressive, but it was some fairly aggressive walking.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know, I hate how the world is right now, like how society is right now, because nobody, like, who has the right, like, you have a dog, nobody has to come and say anything cute about your dog. Nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody has to acknowledge your pet. As cute as it could be, like, I love dogs. But I'm not gonna get pissed if nobody acknowledges them. You know, like if I'm, because they were out in a park, right? Or they were walking or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds like they were like sitting on a bench somewhere.
Yeah, and me, because I know that there's people who have allergies, there's people who have phobias. I am not going to, if I see that somebody is backing away from my pet, from my dog, I will respect that because I don't know if they're scared and the dog could attack them. I mean, I don't know, like that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I just, why? Why have we become this? Anyways, that's my take on it for now. I might have something to add as you guys continue, but go on.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, me, again, like, as you guys can hear, I have my two little huskies, one louder than the other, but, no, yeah, I walk them, and, yes, sometimes people, like, who pass me, like, some do say, oh, like, how cute they are, and, like, how gorgeous, and stuff like that, and, like, I thank them. But there are some, like, who just walk by us, like, nothing, not a second glance, and I don't find that very offensive or upsetting, because, again, it's just, like how Lioness said, like I'm not sure, like maybe they don't like dogs or they don't feel the need to overly express like oh like if they like my dogs or not, or again like what if they're not comfortable or they have like a traumatic event with the dog, like whatever. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna try to force my dog onto somebody and try to fish for compliments and
Mhm.
say like, oh look how cute my dog is, like admire them and like like give validation to them. Like, no, it's
Mhm.
like, if you want to say how my dog is cute, okay, fine. I thank you for the compliment. But if not, okay, fine. Carry on. Like, it's not a big deal.
Mhm. Yeah, like it's funny because when I saw that one, I was like, "Am I reading this right?" Because not too long ago, it was like a huge thing about service dogs being petted, and then it
Mm-hmm.
became the you have to leash your dogs when you're walking because if they don't have a good recall, like you don't know where they're gonna end up.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, over here when I saw this, I was like, how is this lady gonna be upset that a stranger who the dog does not know, that for all she knows that they could be wanting to harm the dog if it gets too close.
Mhm.
Like it's stupid. Like you can't get upset with someone if they don't pet your dog because at the end of the day, like they're doing you a favor with that instead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just baffled.
Oh.
It's crazy, y'all.
No,
But
yeah, I agree.
it's
Like,
go ahead, sorry.
sorry, no, I agree. Like, plus also you don't know, like, what if that person's a weirdo and they try to snatch up your dog? Like, I've also heard so many
Mhm.
stories on TikTok, the news, YouTube, like even on Facebook before I deleted it, like people literally saying like how like oh this person just randomly like walked by them or whatever and all of a sudden like they try to snatch up their dog.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
What?
Like
Like dog napping? What
Yes, dog
the
napping.
heck?
yeah, it's like
It's a
just
thing.
random.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Like I thought that happened to like wealthy people, like I've heard of that.
Not just wealthy people.
What
No,
the
yeah, like I think if
hell?
anything like with regular people like
You
I
just
remember like
unlocked a new freaking fear. Why would you tell me this?
I'm sorry because like I think the one that I actually heard, and also this was actually on YouTube, like um, not a story that I'm saying, but
Sorry.
like I guess I make a long story short, like she pretty much said like how
Oh my
she
god.
she has small dog, like a very small like not a handheld one, not like almost like Chihuahua size, but it was fluffy, like it
Mhm.
looked uh
Oh my
I
god, I'm
guess
gonna
like a
die over my
Pomeranian,
head.
like a small Pomeranian, she said, but it wasn't a full one. Anyways, um, like she has gotten compliments before in the past, like people like saying like, oh, like her dog is cute, like they're small and they're tiny,
Mhm.
and like she thinks them, like whatever. And she was walking them, I believe like they're almost close to their house. And this lady was just walking past them like nothing and like whatever. Like she's like, okay, like she wasn't stopping, she wasn't indicating that she wanted to see the dog, she wanted to pet it, or compliment it or whatever. She just thought, okay, like they're gonna pass by each other. All of a sudden, like the lady just reaches out, grabs a leash, and tries to run with the dog. And it took her like a second to realize what the fuck was happening. And like she ran after the lady, tackled her, and thankfully some neighbors were there to also help and restrain her. But like yeah, she was like it was completely out of nowhere. Like again, like she acted like nothing, and like she couldn't believe it. And she said ever since then she's very hesitant now to take out her little dog.
That is crazy.
No, yeah, and like I think the weirder part for me that I can't understand that's like first of all it's like what are they gonna do with the dogs? Are they gonna sell them? Are they gonna breed them? Like
Yeah, for
fighting? Like
real.
what? You don't know, and that's just I think that's just very scary that's why I'm whenever even when people like they seem like all friendly about it like oh like your dogs are cute and whatever and yeah so they can pet them like even if again with me where I live and everything, like I would tightly hold on to my dog's leash because again, like you don't know, like what if that person does try to take my dog for like whatever
And
freaking
we
reason.
have the cutest dogs ever. Of course somebody would
Who
want
wouldn't
to
want
take one.
those little things?
Oh no. Well, thank you very much. That's just another reason for me not to go on walks with them. No, just kidding. Oh my god. Whenever your dad tells me, like, why don't you walk the dogs? Have you not heard? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say also another story was that this lady she wanted find out if it's also like with the husky too.
Oh
Sorry, she's trying to
no.
play with the now.
Friends like, no.
No,
Not
yeah,
the
so
husky.
like the reason like the lady was trying to get her dog was because like she first of all her dog is she's fixed like she can't have puppies and
Mm-hmm.
that has what I'm about to say to you like has reason with that like she's complimenting her like saying oh like she's never seen like a pure white husky.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like thank you she said like I bet her puppies would be so pretty and she's like oh like no yeah maybe like she didn't say like her dog was fixed because like again like not her business and she tries to walk away but like the lady is like she says like I have this this very handsome German Shepherd who's also part husky like I think their puppies would very be cute and she pretty much tries to insist that they breed them together and she keeps saying no and then she tries to like freaking take the dog saying like she's a bad owner for not wanting her to have puppies
Oh
and
god.
like to make a long story short like the cops are called she was arrested and ended up like pretty much yelling at the lady saying her dog was fixed so even if she was to like it'd be physically impossible for her to have puppies but
Damn.
no yeah like again like people out there are freaking nuts.
For real.
They truly are.
I'm scarred. I am scarred. That's it.
No don't be scared.
I need some compensation now.
Okay I'll buy you a $10 coffee how about that.
Yay! Okay. So, you guys, I totally forgot to kind of like, apart from giving the intro of our first episode of Birthday Talking, yay! To kind of also say what Bluntly Talking is about and all that, get all of those,
Oh yeah.
All of that out of the way.
We really just skipped all over that.
For reals. All
Bad
right.
hostess.
Okay, so what this is, right, is it's basically us. It's I'm Mita. Yeah, yeah. And my co-host Noodlies is my daughter, and so is Musica.
Hello.
And we're just basically we are 420 friendly. Yeah, yeah.
Ow, I just hit my freaking elbow.
Was it your funny
um,
bone?
where do I
I
put
guess
all
you
Yeah,
this
have
but it
some
stuff?
wasn't
witches
that
that are
funny.
Nah,
funny
it
to
was
me.
funny. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it tickled you guys.
It's pretty funny.
My arm feels weird now.
Oh, you probably hit close to the nerve or something. I hate that.
So we are gonna be here partaking in our 420 rituals.
Except for me, I can't. From
Yeah,
where
except
I'm
for
at.
Musica, but what she will be doing is probably partaking in some wine tasting.
Making
Not
us
this
all envy
episode.
over
Hopefully
here.
the next one.
Yeah, but also to be fair, we do need someone that will
It is
be
more sober.
yeah. So yeah,
This
and
one rants on about nothing and everything.
for real, you guys are gonna tune in, watch us play the games while we chat about everything and anything. So I hope you guys listen with an open mind because, yeah, we're all adults, by the way, and we all live in legal states as
Yep.
well. And whatever the case, I do have a doctor's note.
I mean, it's
My
weird. Like
doctor
I
said.
live in a legal state, but like where I live, I'm based because my wife is in the military, so like I technically can't. Uh, it's the sad part.
Partake.
Like I'm in a state that's legal, but because I'm technically on a government ground, I cannot because I might accidentally get my wife high.
We've
Sad
told you, you
tear
just need
tear.
to go out, buy something that's gonna last you the day, and go chill somewhere. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to convince her to take me to a shop where I could eat something and get myself high on the way back, but she still says no.
Well,
Tell her
you
that she's a
know.
bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love her.
Oh, I'm gonna tell her now.
I
No, but you can do
know. It's recorded
it.
now. There's
Yeah,
Nobody told
witnesses.
her I said that. JK, she probably knows
I
I think
am
this.
such an idiot. Ugh, to go back now. But I was gonna say, but when we go to visit you in September, hopefully, we can all go. I'm
Us.
interested in the prices. I wonder what's the
Yeah,
difference.
that's legit what we look at every time we go anywhere.
Yeah,
Like, how much is it compared to home?
right, yeah. Although the prices here have gotten better
Oh yeah.
since like when it first became legal. Oh my god, it was crazy.
And then it's also one of those, like the product. Sometimes it's not worth it, other times it is, but I
Yes.
think it's the grower, honestly. It's just how they handle their plants.
Yeah. Mhm. But yeah, so we're gonna go and entice Musica.
Not that it'd be that hard, but I think for us it'll be like try to find a place somewhere off base
Sure, sure, sure.
to partake and have I mean, unless you bring edibles, sneak them on here, then that's fine. We just gotta make sure.
Don't even
Uh,
say that. Yeah.
No, you know what I was thinking? We'll get an Airbnb.
You know what? I was just about to say that.
Yeah. And then we will have some fun.
Hey, do you guys remember the Dare program they had in like elementary?
Yes.
You remember that mascot?
Yes.
We let him down.
McGruff. Did you forget his name?
I did. I really did.
oh, it took me a minute to realize what the hell you were talking about. I was like, what? It's like, oh yeah.
No,
We've
I
all let him
remember
down.
because
I remember.
back in
Because he's a
my
lion.
day.
Oh god, here we go.
I think that's when it was invented. Let's see, I'm gonna Google.
Whoa.
Hold on, let me look it up. When was my
I'm like, part of me wishes I still had my Dare shirt so that I could be wearing it as I partake.
Oh, look at me, I'm a daredevil.
Oh, no, okay, so he was invented McGruff was created in 1979 and debuted in 1980 with a series of public service announcements, educating citizens on personal security measures such as locking doors and putting lights on timers in order to reduce crime. Wait, so this was McGruff the crime dog.
Oh, he wasn't a dog, he was a lion.
What? What lion?
For Dare. It was a lion.
Let me see. Dare.
Right? Am I Musica, do you remember a lion or what do you remember as a mascot?
Yeah,
For
no.
Dare.
No, honestly, I remember both. To be honest, like, I remember the dog for the crime one and the lion for like the drugs and alcohol stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I was confusing them. Sorry. McGruff was for crime.
Oh my god.
McGruff was okay with you doing the 420 friendly. He just didn't like it if you, like, robbed your connection. It's
That's
like,
a no-no
How
for
did
me.
you obtain this? It wasn't illegal, was it? No, I paid for it. Okay, you're good.
continue with the
Keep going.
partying.
Jokes on you. I did take internet illegally. Like, you just let me
That's when
go.
he
You're
just go there
now.
like, hey, no, we don't do that.
So we let down the lion.
Mm-hmm.
The lion was created the Dare thingy was created in 1983. Well, when I first met your dad, he had a sticker on the back of his car. The Dare. And I was like, we smoke pot. What are you talking about?
It's like, here's the thing though. I remember as a kid, I remember telling my friends, like, saying, like, is it dare me to do it or dare me not to do it? And we're all like we're being stupid as kids. Like, I think it's daring you to do it. And then, like, I remember, like, a couple of girls behind us or around us, like, everyone, all of our classmates were like, no, it's bad, I don't do it. It's like, we know. It's just like, or like, we know. It's just like, we're being stupid.
We're like, we're just fucking
we're
rebels.
being
Leave us
funny.
alone. Go away, Karen.
It's like, oh, well, now you told me not to do it. I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
It's on you, and I'll look you in the eyes and say, this is what you did. I'm kidding.
Oh
I
my
remember, God, when everyone started finding out that I partaked, like my friends,
my god.
they were all so surprised.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
didn't
I
think
do remember that.
they didn't think that I was the type, but I was like, I wanted to try it and I liked it and I continued. Like,
No one thinks. See, that's the beauty. That's something that you guys got from me. That look of innocence. That little gleam. That little gleam.
Oh,
That
she's
glimmer in your eye that says, I'm
the way she
innocent.
says it so humbly.
But then, in reality, ton ton ton. You see what I'm coming with this? You see?
yep. Like it was when I got my first piercing when
Oh my
like
god,
they
yes.
all thought it was fake. And I was like, it's not. Like it's real. Why would I fake it?
Ah, I do remember that. I think one of your that she came up to me because I think you said you couldn't go ask me because like I was there, like I saw you, and they're like, "Is it true?" It's like, "Yeah." It's like I remember like we all drove and we got it. Like my mom took
Hmm.
us, and they're like, "Your mom's?" Like, "Yes." Like they looked so freaking
Yeah,
shocked, and I'm
like
like, I remember I get needles don't take this around, but I remember like, wow, like she's tricked them well. Like, do they all think she's this innocent?
oh damn.
I love you, but like it was just like,
I don't think it was that they thought that. It was just it was the fact that I was the quiet kid. I was the one who never
Yeah.
really like was very outspoken like they were. Because I
mm-hmm.
mean, they were like we were like the outcasts of our school, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was one of those like we were all so chill that we didn't deter anyone from us too. It
Like
was
you weren't
just we had our own
troublemakers
thing.
either, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Like you were that weird group that like,
we were the group that never got caught. Is what happened.
You were the smart ones, got it.
But like compared to like the rest of my group, like I guess I was the goody two shoes, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
Little did
like
they know.
they forgot who I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
like I was their friend for a reason. Like I enjoyed all the stuff that we did, you know. It was just I guess they always just thought that I was just there along for the ride. They didn't think,
That you actually enjoyed it.
yeah. Like they probably thought that I was like, I don't know, like just going
looking
with the
out for them
flow.
or something.
Yeah.
So when did you when did they find out that you're like 420, friendly?
Well, I mean, you know how. Well, I guess I can tell the story. The first time that I partaked, it was with one of my friends. So she was the first one who was like, "Oh, like you're serious? You want to try this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so like she was the first one to really like. She tells me like, she told me like yeah back when that like she was so happy to be the first one to smoke with me,
Aww.
you know.
Oh,
Because she's
that's
like that.
nice.
She's over here saying like, "Oh, she didn't think I was gonna like that. I was the type, you know."
Yeah.
But me, I was just like, "Yeah, like, you know, it was fun. I would do it again. 10 out of 10 would recommend."
Oh, was it
So
with Ash?
yeah, yeah, you were there too. It was your first
Yeah,
time too. Like, you were there, yes.
I heard it also want to do it too, and I was like, I remember because you told me like, hey, like I'm gonna go with Ash, and I'm like, what are you gonna do? And you're like, it's like I want to try. It's like try what? Like it took me a moment to realize what the hell
No,
you're talking
yeah,
about, and it's
because
like,
this.
and I was like, I
Oh,
want
I've
to go
never heard this
too.
part. I want to hear it. Go on.
Yeah, I was pretty much like, can I come? And I think Noodles is like, am I joking? Like, am I? I'm pretty sure you probably thought I was like gonna go there just to supervise you or something. I admit a little bit at first I was like thinking like to supervise, but then after a while I was like, no, like I don't want to do that. That's kind of lame. Like I want to actually try it.
Hmm.
And also like
Yeah,
again, like this is actually something I've talked about with my friends and I guess with everyone else. Like out of all like drugs out there, like I told everyone like literally like marijuana, grass, whatever that you call it. Like again, I tell everyone like that's like the safest one you could probably try the first because first of all, That's naturally grown. Unless you
I'm
add
like,
any, hold on. Unless you add anything with it, then it can be bad. But to me, it's just like it's a naturally grown plant. Like I don't like the only thing I could see bad about it is like it's addictive to like try it, and it does make you a bit lazy. And depending how you react to it. With me, it made
Oh my
me
god.
feel snackish. Like I would love to eat everything that I saw when I was high. Like I was like, I want to eat this. I want to eat that. I got so snackish. Like that's the only negatives that I ever saw in my head with it.
Okay, so really quick, I want to say we do not advocate drug use. And we, meaning Billy Talking, aka
yep,
Noodles, and myself,
Mhm.
do not categorize cannabis as a drug.
yeah.
So I just
Mhm.
wanted to clear that up. So, anyways.
I mean, the
I
only reason I say that is because like so many people always lump it in together with like
No,
all
yeah,
the
for
other
sure.
hardcore ones, and to me it's just like, okay, well you want to go by that case, like it literally is the safest one you could get. Plus, like again, it's like yes, it's addictive, but it's also easy to get off. Like if you need to detox yourself from it and like never like try to touch it again, like it's the easiest one to like get it out of your system, and like never touch it again if you
Is
want to,
it
you know?
addictive though? I've always thought that it isn't.
I know
Cause
to some people it can be because like they like the
I
feeling
think
of like
it more becomes like a
relax.
habit, really. I don't think it's
mhm.
really addictive because it's one of those like if you really wanted to, you'd stop. Yeah, you would
Mm.
get the craving of it, but it's one of those like
Like you don't have
you're just used to
withdrawals.
it. Yeah.
Cause I mean, yeah, like we are heavy users, and
Mhm.
but we've also stopped, and haven't really had an issue. I'm more addicted to food. That's the one. That's the bitch that's got me down, yo.
It literally
When
is
you
like one
smoke.
of like
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
one that
wait.
you could like if you
I let
need
you speak.
to.
Let me speak.
Okay, fine.
Goodness.
Nah.
Where's my little bell? Ding ding ding
My
ding.
like the whole thing when it comes to cannabis, like I think about like myself, like I'll be over here joking like, "Oh my god, I got to get my fix," but like I'm
Mhm.
just being silly. Like I'm not really tweaking or anything like that. Like I'm just like it stinks because it's one of those. I think one bad thing about it is you can get used to the high pretty fast.
Yeah,
So
your
then that makes you,
tolerance.
yeah, like your tolerance goes up. So then you're smoking more, you're going through it faster, and that's where it becomes tricky, I think. But then that's when you should just, when it gets to that point where you see that, like, oh, like, my tolerance is up, then the best thing to do is just to take a break. And it doesn't even need to be a long break, it can be a short break, like a week.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I like to do like a month, just because I feel like it gets more out of my system and it hits better. But,
Mhm. Well,
that's just my take.
did you want to say anything, Misika, to that, or
Uh,
can I? Okay,
no, yeah,
let
I mean
me.
just like uh
Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry. No, yeah, just like I was saying, like it's like again, like I see it as the one like this might sound funny or silly, honestly. Like I see it as more like the weird like little safety line type of deal. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, if you want to try to see like if you can handle it or not, like, okay, cool. Like this way you could say like, oh, like yeah, I am, like it's like you're saying like you're using cannabis, whatever, because again, like it's considered a drug, but not really. And again, it's like you could say that because like it's not one of the hard ones. Again, like depending on your situation, who you are, and like how maybe it may or may not become addictive to you. To like again, like the reason I say addictive is because like I think people get addicted to it because like it's like the relaxation, the high of like, oh, like they don't have to feel like they're worried or they just want to relax, like things like that, you know? Like, and it's
Mhm.
compared to other like pharmaceutical drugs, like that is
Yeah.
harmful if you take it enough. Um,
Mhm.
Cannabis, it's like, it's not. It really isn't. The only thing is like, again, like I would find as a drawback is like it will get you really hungry. Again, that's my only drawback because again, it's like it's also if it's a person like for like weight issues stuff like that, like I could see where that could probably mess them up a little. But again, it's like it's not very hard to get off of it. Like you said, it could take a week or a month, and it's just like you might get a small craving here and there, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like it's easy to kick it.
Yeah.
Like it's not one of the ones like, oh, you need rehabilitation very badly. It's just it really isn't. Like unless you add something along with it that completely changes its chemistry, then it might be bad. But other than that, it's just like it's a very safe one. Like I really don't see all that bad with it. You know?
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I was about to fight you, but then I thought about it.
Oh
Fight me
damn!
right
No,
now.
I was about to because then you were saying like it's the addictive and all that, but then I thought as you were talking, and I was thinking no, like she's right because I think about me, okay, the reasons that I now smoke, the top of my list is medical issues,
Mhm.
but second close is recreational also. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be, oh no, I only drink beer because blah, blah, for nutritional nutritional purposes. I don't enjoy it. Like that's like saying that. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit here and lie like, oh no, I don't enjoy it because of course I do. But then I thought it's just like everything. It's like when you people who have pain, and I know a lot of people who will pop ibuprofen or Tylenol like candy. You know what I mean? People who will take it every day, ibuprofen.
Right.
So what's the difference of that? People are taking or any type of pain medication because I take pain medication as well, and I take it daily. So what's the difference from that versus if I decide to smoke or to use cannabis in whatever way that I choose for my medical issues. I'll tell you one thing that it helps me with a lot is, which is weird because I didn't even realize that I had this, but my anxiety. It helps me, and that's another thing that I don't know if you mentioned, but oh, I was gonna say because you were saying about the hungry that it makes you hungry. It doesn't do the same thing to everybody because don't you
Yeah.
have a
Mhm.
friend, right, Noodles, that doesn't get munchies, doesn't get the
Yeah, she don't get munchies, and then she says that it like she has to look for a specific strand that
mhm.
will get her hungry, that'll get her to be snackish, but like she doesn't get hungry.
Yeah. And
And like
so
Right.
I agree though, like it does affect everyone different. So
mhm. Yeah, because
yeah,
maybe to somebody it'll give them anxiety. I don't
yeah.
know, but I know that there's days that, and I've said this many times, it doesn't take my pain away, but it helps me cope. I don't know what it is. Because I don't know if people have ever, the pain that I'm talking about, but I mean, it's constant, constant, constant pain. There's no relief, even with, the drugs that I've been taking, drugs, aka, prescribed, um,
The
pills,
doctor told me to
medicine.
take it.
Yeah. I take a handful times
Yeah.
two of pills every day to help me with my pain.
And it ain't no small dosage either.
No, and even that, like, it hurt. Even that, like, it still does not take it away. And so imagine living with that on the daily. There's literally, like, no
Mhm.
rest. No rest. So that's how it helps me. And there's so many people, that have said, like, yes, it helps me this way, it helps me that way. So, but you're right. That's when I was thinking, like, no, yeah, it is. It's kind of like that. It's
I guess that's why they classify it under all the other stuff, huh? All the other
maybe.
drugs. Yeah, because I mean, there was one strand that we got, and I can't for the life of me remember the name of it. But I remember that one wasn't good for me. I got,
Oh
like,
my,
my
yeah.
anxiety would spike, and in the beginning
Mhm.
I didn't know what it was. It wasn't until, like, we were, like, basically done with it that I was like, oh my god, it's the strand.
Yeah.
And didn't you have one like that too
Yeah.
that happened to you?
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes.
So you're
Mhm.
right, like, it does, because it just depends on the strand. It depends on where you get it.
Definitely, there is dangers to it, like that, like where you get it, because people have died because they have put fentanyl on it.
Hmm.
Like,
Mm.
Well,
so,
I don't, I'll tell you the story that happened to me when I got a strand
yes.
once, and it's already been years. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you all know that it was when it was illegal that I had gotten a strand from a trusted friend. But when I used it, oh my god, I got so sick. I got
Oh, I
so
remember
sick.
that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the heck was going on. Like, that hadn't happened to me before. And now they tell me that I basically greened out, but like, I don't know, like, that felt very strange. I got so dizzy. I was throwing up. All I wanted was water, and I couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember like we were debating whether or not we should take it to the hospital,
oh yeah, I
like if
remember
it
you
got any
guys telling me that.
worse. But like we were also kind of freaking out, thinking like, God, because like what if they ask us like, what did you take? And we're like, we don't know, because like as far as we knew, like it was just supposed to be like a small regular strand that was supposed to help calm you. And instead,
Yeah.
it ended up turning around and like doing that an opposite effect towards you.
Yeah, I remember when it was hitting because I was playing, I was playing Minecraft, and I took a hit, and yeah, like, it wasn't right away. Like, in the beginning, it felt okay, but I was the type that, like, I had a bong, and I would take big hits. So I took 2 hits off of it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let it be. I was feeling okay. I took a third hit, and then that's when I was like, the third hit, I was like, oh, something's not okay. And I think I texted my mom, I think, right? I texted
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, like, just a heads up, like, I'm not feeling good. And I remember that you were like, well, what do you mean? Are you okay? And I was like, I just don't feel good. And then after that, I just remember getting sick, and I just could not. Ugh. I don't know how long it lasted, but it felt like an eternity until I finally knocked out. And
No,
I
yeah,
remember
like it
waking up
lasted
the
all
next morning.
night. Like we
Yeah.
took turns like checking up on you, making sure that you're breathing on your side, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember I woke up and I still felt so gross, but I felt like better afterwards because I wasn't, like, nothing else was happening. Like, I think I had thrown up everything the night before, so I was just laying down, just like, ugh, like, what is
Mhm.
life?
Damn.
But yeah, I remember that happened to me, and I remember after that, it took me a while to, like, smoke again. So I think
Yeah.
that time it did, like, that scared me. Like, I didn't, and I even asked my friend, I was like, where the hell did you get it? Because I think it had something in it. And he was telling me that he had gotten the same strand for himself and that his was fine and that he was okay, and I was like, well, I threw that shit away. I was not, but yeah, that was not a great experience. Like I said, it took me a
Yeah.
long time because I think I took more than 5 years off after that. And it wasn't until after that I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it again,
Mhm.
And yeah, it was after that it's been fine. Like I haven't had an experience like that. I have greened out, but it felt way different than that. So I'm pretty sure that had something in it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mhm. No, yeah.
Cause yeah.
No, yeah. Your reaction was completely different. And like you said, like I've heard and seen you agree now, and it is completely utterly different. Like that. Like you said, like I'm pretty sure like there was something mixed in. Maybe what was it all together or was it separate? Like when he got it.
It was separate. Like I tell you, I don't. I asked him, but it's been years. I don't remember what he told me exactly, but it was like he bought two. I think it was like two different sets, so it was prepackaged when you picked
Mm.
them up.
No, yeah. So I'm thinking like more than likely like one was probably like oh like I don't know like something mixed into it and the other one didn't, and like maybe like unfortunately you got the one that had something in it.
Mhm.
There's a
Yeah.
blue frog here.
I mean,
Damn
that's
it.
why it's like it's so like now I think about it, I'm like, oh god, like I'm amazed. Like, thank God that was the only
Experience you had.
experience like that I've had.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. But like how scary. Like that really could have happened at any given time because that wasn't like
Mhm.
the first time or the second that I had gotten like the hookup
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. That's
So,
why now, like, that's the good thing about living in a legal state. Or even if you live by a legal state, like, you can always go and get it. Like, I feel safer that way.
Mhm.
But then my sister was saying the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, how she knew someone and that person said that her and her husband were smoking, they would smoke. Um, oh, no, 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 it was her doctor. Her doctor was telling her that her parents, I think, went and bought some when it became legal, that they went and bought some to see, that they hadn't really smoked in a long time, and so they wanted to try it out. And but that it made like a really bad reaction to them, and that they said that, well, that they think that the one that they sell, that it's not good either, that they put stuff to it.
ooh.
And you don't remember that, Noodles, when she was telling us that because that they got sick, and like, remember, it was when I started having that issue with that I was getting nauseous all the time.
Oh yes, yes,
Cause
yes, yes.
yeah, and she told us that that's what was happening to them. Now I am gonna say this, that I have looked it up, because it's when I was really really sick, and I looked it up, and that is actually a side effect. Like, people, but that happens with any, like, obviously it just said, because you can Google it, and that's one of the things that like, side effects that can happen to people who smoke. Like, it just happens.
Yeah,
Now me, because I rather live with that, because I still get that. I still get nauseous. I still have that issue. But I rather live with that. It's than the with what how it helps me. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's kind of like, again, think of any drug. Like, you take a drug and, oh, it's going to make you sleepy. It's going to make you, I don't know, fart all night or whatever. Because there's drugs, there's pills that have those side effects. And people still take them because it outweighs what, the help that it does, that the whatever
Mhm.
helps them.
Yeah.
I mean, I got checked out and everything, and they said that I had no other issues. So that's the only thing I can think of. That's why I get like that sometimes.
I could see that. I mean, it's like with everything. Like once you've done it for a while, like your body's gonna react different.
Yeah. And then but there is, it still does have the stigma of it being bad, of it not being good, and
Mhm.
definitely, there's still a lot of people. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when I was watching the show La Casa de los Famosos, and I would post stuff on X about the show, and or because I was watching it because of Lupillo, and so when I would post things about Lupillo and La Casa, like I literally had a person be like, well, they posted in Spanish, but they were like, oh, like listen to her, she's una marihuana. And that just made me like, instead of getting mad, like I was like, yeah, great, awesome. That's what I am. Like, it was just the funniest thing ever. But because, especially in the Hispanic community, they definitely still see it as a drug.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I thought that was funny.
That's
That is
just,
funny.
oh my
I mean,
god.
and like Emily, I kind of feel like, yeah, like Emily, like, sees it
She
like
be
that.
judging.
Yeah, for real. Which is fine. I mean, I'm used to that.
I think it's like like it's. I remember I asked her like if she really does have a bad problem with it, because if that's the case to me, I was like, okay, like then I won't mention it around her.
Mhm.
And she's told me it's like she has like it's one of those things that she has thought deeply about now, like with everything
Mhm.
that what's going on with her life and stuff like that. Like she said like it is not gonna be easy for her like maybe to think of it differently, but I think it's the whole the fact to like that's what she grew up like listening and being told of, and being shown like all like the negative effects of like if you were to like accept it and stuff like that. But no, yeah, I think like she knows like there is like especially like I said like for medical use like she understands like okay why it's needed and like the pauses and that. But like I think she just like right now I think she's definitely of the mindset like if like you don't need it for medical use then why you probably have it.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I'd be like, okay, like I could kind of see why you see it like that, but same time, it's like again, it's like one like that, like it's definitely again, like how I say, like it's the safest one out there. You could easily start it, you could easily kick it, you could not have it at all. It's like I don't see any negative effect, like it's gonna alter your life again to the point that you need intervention. Like I've
Yeah.
every single one, like how you said, like even like with alcohol,
Yeah.
like yes, like that's also people's like, oh, that's also man-made too. It's like okay, yes, but again, I would unlike if you keep on taking it excessively, it's not to the point of like toxicity. I guess
Mhm.
that's what the point I'm trying to say. Like it's not gonna like break down your body
Yeah.
in any way.
Mhm.
Yep. For reals. Well, I'll tell you something. Since I started smoking, I have found that I don't enjoy drinking as much. Not that I ever drank a lot before. I've never been like a heavy drinker, but for holidays, For all every Sunday. No, just kidding. We drink with the Lord.
One for
No, no,
him,
like
one
for
for me, one for my
holidays.
homies.
And I have a lot of homies. Oh my god.
Sorry, I had to.
But yeah, but like for holidays, oh my god, I remember that's when for Thanksgiving, usually Thanksgiving and Christmas. No, Thanksgiving and New Year's. Those are the two holidays where we would all like get really, really wasted. Do you all remember? Well, not you,
Yeah.
Musika, but um,
I was about to say, don't remind me. I'm gonna get sick.
yeah. But ever since I started smoking, I've noticed like not that I enjoy the occasional beer or drink here and there, but not like before because alcohol. You drink and the next day you're paying for it. You feel like shit, and you wake up. Ugh, like I'm just. Ugh. You wake up feeling gross. The taste, and if you get a hangover, some people don't, but it's still not pleasant. Versus when you smoke, you have none of that. You go to sleep, you wake up, and you're fine. Like, and that's the big difference that I think, you know? With alcohol. And that's why I don't get it. Why there's so many people that will sit there and judge me because I smoke when they have a freaking 12 pack a day. It's like, really?
Um,
Yeah. Or
See,
they
that's why
smoke
I don't.
like regular cigarettes. Like, really? Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, like, I have my friends who partake in a little bit of all of that, you know?
Mhm.
But I agree. Like, personally, me, I would prefer. I prefer to smoke than drink. But I am a drinker, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
okay. The first
just.
step is admitting it.
Hi, my name is Noodles.
Hi, noodles.
No, like, but I've been to, like, I think I've done where it's like I've drank myself stupid and I've smoked myself stupid. And, like, I think it's easier for me to identify when I'm at my limit when I smoke versus when I drink. It's becoming harder for me to be like, oh, I should probably take it easy now. And I don't know, like, for me, I don't know if that's just, like, if that's just me.
Mhm.
But I think, like, when it comes to smoking, I have more of a self-control, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, at least in that regard, like, it's not, like you said, like, I won't pay for it after if I do smoke a bit too much. Like, the worst that's gonna happen is I'm gonna knock out for the rest of the night. You know, like, I'm gonna have a good night's sleep.
Mhm.
Versus if I'm drinking, like, it's not gonna be like that. I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up and I'm either gonna have a hangover or feel like poop for whatever reason, you know, like there's just. Then I feel like also alcohol makes me just do stupid things.
Yeah.
Versus when I'm high, I'm just like, leave me alone. I am enjoying this. Leave me be, peasant. Do you not see that I am high?
Nice, nice. What about you, Musica?
um, Well, like y'all said, like I've actually no, that's a lie. I have gone drunk once. Remember?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I know people are gonna freaking judge me for this. It was in Red Lobster, but by accident. And I remember this because like they actually had like the Long Island iced tea ones, and I remember the one I had was the mango one, and I remember them when they brought it to me because like this is for our food too. Like they, that's when Red Lobster had the whole like that 4 course thing for like the weeks.
Uh-huh.
And we got on there one of the weeks, and I ordered I believe I ordered a soup. I forgot what else, but I remember one of the desserts I had was also a cake.
Oh
And
gosh.
I got my drink with it. And I remember they came at first with the drinks. And did we order appetizers? I don't remember that.
I don't think we did that time. No, we did because we
Yeah.
got the pizza.
Oh yeah, we had the
Lobster
the
pizza.
lobster pizza thing. And I remember like they said they brought out our drinks first, and they said that like they're gonna come out with appetizers soon. I'm like, okay, cool. And like I remember when they put it down,
Mhm.
usually like when they mix it in with the drink, like it's easily blended. Like you can't even tell when it's separate, you know? But
Mhm.
they said I remember like on the bottom, like I want to say like a bit like the size of like my finger, like on the side of it. Like
Mhm.
it was like all like the alcohol like right there sitting in the bottom with the ice and the flavor on top. Like float like
Oh
literally
my
just sitting above
god,
it.
that sounds so
And I looked
delicious.
it was.
I know how my
That's the
my
point.
mouth
I
watering
remember
just hearing
For
it.
real.
I don't remember like what alcohol they used. I don't
A
remember.
little bit of everything.
I remember I looked at the lady and I was like, and I think she understood what the hell I was gonna ask, and she's like, oh, it's like, yeah, like the drink that we end up pouring it with is like we only had like a little bit left, so we decided to give you the rest. And we're like,
Oh
I'm
my
like, okay,
god.
thank you. And I tried to like mix it because it was so full to top that like even when I put the straw in, I was afraid it was gonna spill over. So like I was trying very carefully to mix it, and obviously I didn't do a good job because like when I drank it, like I want to say about again, like we hadn't eaten. I was on an empty stomach. Let me point that out too. I was on an empty stomach. Like,
Nuh-uh. I'm just kidding.
4 sips in, because like I did manage to get the ice too, but like again, because like it was so strong, empty stomach, it hit me. And the reason I think I didn't realize it hit me right away, it wasn't until like they started bringing in our 4 course meal. They were doing it like almost like backwards. They brought
Mhm.
in the appetizers and they actually brought in our desserts along with it. I forgot what for whatever freaking reason why. And it's funny too, cause like I thought at first like I was tired because like the way I had a view of my head, at least on my eyes, like it was like almost like with TV. Like I could see like almost like a weird fuzzy outline, and like I could hear
Oh
and
my
like see you
god.
guys, but like for some reason it felt like I was just watching you. And I was looking at my dessert too, and I was like, this looks fluffy. Like, it looks yummy. And
I remember this. Oh my
yes, I remember, like,
god.
I remember thinking, like, I feel bad for having all to myself, so I offered all of you. And, well, this is before, like, obviously I became diabetic. And Dad, like, all you said no, and Dad looked at me, he's like, are you trying to kill me? Like, you know that I can't have that. And I just burst out laughing. Like, I laughed at the thought of my dad dying.
Oh my
And I leaned against
god.
Noodles,
I
saying like,
remember this.
I leaned against Noodles, saying like, no, I don't want to kill him. Like Noodles tell Dad I want to kill him. And like, I think Noodles figured out that I was drunk, and because he looked over my drink, because like I think like I was like, I had drank like a quarter of it, and you looked at me and said like, are you drunk? It's like, no, I'm not drunk. It's like, how can you tell if someone's drunk? And like you guys were describing it to me, and I was like, oh, I was like, you guys are like in a weird box, like, and you guys are burst out laughing again. I'm like, oh my god, am I drunk? And I started getting nervous, but then I started like also like finding it very funny at the same time. And oh
Yeah.
my god, you all start freaking teasing me, and you're like, okay, let's take away the drink. I'm like, no, my drink. These all start giving me water. I'm pretty sure one of you freaking drank it because I don't remember finishing that at all.
You're
But
accusing us of
you
something
all
that
gave me
happened
water.
years
You made sure I ate
ago.
the food.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the only time I remember ever actually getting drunk. And I remember like, obviously not super bad to the point like I blacked out or anything. But like, just like the bit of that I had, I was like, that one time, and to me, it's like, I didn't like it. I didn't like the feeling of it. I didn't like how it made me feel. And I was like, I don't like this. I don't ever want to do this again. And it doesn't help that like Daddy every time like on New Year's and Christmas always tries to get me drink freaking tequila all the time. And instead I'll just give it to Emily and then she gets fucked up for me instead. So I was like, okay, like Emily, you're giving me my sacrificial lamb. And when I told her that the first time, she's like, what? Why? It's like she laughed thinking I was joking. Nope, I just kept passing it to her. She never stopped. She never stopped to like look, and both her and Noodles got fucked up a couple times. So I was like, okay, good for me.
Yep.
Oh my
Good times,
god.
good
But no, yeah,
times.
that was like the one and only time I ever got drunk, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't like it. Like I would like I think also to me too, because like I also do like sweet drinks. Like depending how strong it is, like I won't drink it. But if it's sweet enough and I can't taste the strength of the alcohol in it, then I'll enjoy it. But I think that's also the bad thing because I can't tell how much I'm having.
Hmm.
But no, yeah, I remember that. Funny too, like I told Emily about it and she freaking burst out laughing. It's like, oh my god, I wish I was there. And it's like, you suck. You're supposed to be supporting me.
Well, I want you to get drunk again.
No, I'm good. Never gonna happen.
Come on, it's
Nope,
fun.
We
it's
need
not
to all
fun.
drink together.
Yes.
Not fun.
We got to.
No, we don't.
It's gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Okay, so, but what did you say? So what, oh, so you prefer getting high over
I
getting
would definitely
drunk?
prefer it over getting drunk, yes, because well, it's like how you said, like I'd never had really bad experiences with it. Again, like other than like again, like yeah, depending on the strand, like it can make me very giggly. I will find a lot of things funny when it isn't. Or it makes me have like the munchies, and to me, it's like I rather take that over everything else any time of the day. You know,
Hmm.
like I don't see how it's so bad, and everyone's like, oh my god, like it's like once you start that, then you can start everything else, and it's like, well, no, because first of all, depending, I also think it depends on like who you're doing it with, and you know, like what they're introducing you to, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't know, like I do think like it just depends on like your experience, who's there to help you guide you through it, and you know, like just make sure you have like a good experience. I remember one time someone asked me like, "Oh, like what if your kids were to try it?" And like I'll be like, I remember I told them like I would hope that I'll be a good enough parent that they would tell me like, hey, I'm thinking of maybe wanting to try this, or I'm curious like how it's like, and I would, you know, I'll be like, oh, like I'll tell them my experience, and I'll tell them like, do you want me or have someone introduce it to you, like someone that I know is like introduce them to like a good strand that's not gonna really mess with them all that much.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people probably be like, oh, like that's bad, and it's like, okay, like I like what would it be? Them going out somewhere, me not knowing and worrying my head off, or
Mm-hmm.
them in a place with someone that I can know and trust to watch over them and make sure that they're, you know, like it's nothing bad, nothing added to it, and that they're having a good time.
Yeah, I concur.
You know, and I haven't gotten drunk in a long time, so now I kind of want to get drunk after all this talk.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Just say no. Was Dare only for drugs or was it for alcohol too? Oh, it was Mad. Mad is for drunk driving. Or was there another one?
I only remember Dare.
Because Mad was the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So was Dare against alcohol again also?
It was against all drugs.
Okay, well then. You're definitely letting them down.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
When I
Alright.
make my own mascot that says "Do it."
Oh god.
JK, JK.
Alright, you guys. So I can read to you guys another confession.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this one's short, but I want to know something. I'll tell you at the end. It says, the title is I hit the car at the parking lot and left without any note. I just
Oh.
started driving last week, so I am a very new driver. Like an hour ago, I was getting out of my work's parking lot and I accidentally hit the car right next to me. I believe I did not make any serious scratches. Dot dot dot. I did not have anything with me to leave a note, and I literally freaked out and left the parking lot. I feel so bad and guilty about this. Should I find out whose car is it and tell him or her about it next week? What should I do? So it's a confession, but I guess they're also seeking advice, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Well, like again, like they're new. Okay, like that's forgivable. Like they didn't mean to do it on purpose or anything like that.
Mhm.
And like even if there is no dings or scratches or anything like that, like I think it's still you still want to tell them like, hey, because like for all you know, like someone else does do that to them to that car on purpose, and then if you don't tell them, then now if they say, oh my god, there is something there, and you don't know someone else did that, then you're starting freaking out and thinking like, oh my god, I did it, I owe them now, like, and you just make it worse in your head.
Mhm.
But it's like just tell them it was an accident and you didn't mean to do it.
Okay. What do you say, Noodles?
I think I think the best thing to do if you didn't want to confront any of them, because for the reasons you've said, I think just at least you should do at least the courtesy of like getting down and checking to see if there is any, and if there's not, then I would say then get out of there. But I mean the what you should really do is like let them know. But I say it when it happened. I think now it's just keep it in the down low. That's probably not the best advice to give, but like I'm just like
It's done.
yeah, it's done. You already made your bed, might as well lay in it, but you know, I think next time, if there's a next time, at least check.
Mhm.
I mean, hopefully there isn't a next time, but But the crazy drivers
Yeah.
out here now.
I think, yeah, I think at this point, I mean, just not say anything. I mean, and suck it up. Because I think that they could always say, like, well, why didn't you come in and ask, or
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I think at this point, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody, because if nothing happened and somebody could be, like, oh my God, yes. But if you really
Yeah.
feel that bad about it and the next week somebody says like, oh no, like there's a scratch in my car, maybe you could say something. Like if you feel that bad about it, like, oh, you know what? It, it was me. I didn't, realize that there was a scratch, and if you want to be nice about it, like offer to, fix it. But I would say at this point, say don't.
I mean,
But
I don't.
mhm.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say, like, the thing of it is now is unfortunately, like, worst case scenarios, like there wasn't a scratch, but then you go back and tell them, or find out who it was, you tell them, and then they blow it out in proportion and being like, oh my god, you dented the bumper, like,
Right.
trying to get something more out of it than maybe that was from a previous accident or whatever, like,
Yeah.
and you won't know.
Yeah.
So that's my thing, is just like, at this point, just leave it, because since you didn't look, you didn't see, you don't know.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, you might get someone who's gonna be like, this is a new driver, I'm gonna milk them for everything they got.
Yeah.
That's just my thought process.
Mhm. Okay, so now my personal question to this: have you guys ever done something like this that you want to confess now or forever hold your peace? Ha ha ha. Like, have you guys ever, yeah, you know, done something like this, like where you've hit a car or something and then you like haven't said anything?
No, I've always told you when I've hit something.
Well, no, not to me. I mean to
Well,
like
I
that,
mean,
like.
like, the only time that me myself hit something
Mhm.
was when that pack of dogs ran in front of my car.
Mhm.
And I
Oh
know that
yeah.
I at least hit 3 of them, to the point where they damaged my bumper, you know? But that
Mhm.
one, like, I didn't get down. It happened, I braked, I saw them all take off to the yard,
Mhm.
and I sat there for like a minute seeing if anyone, or if the dogs were gonna come back. But no one came out. Dogs didn't come back. So I'm like, okay. And I just kept driving. And it
Mhm.
wasn't until I finally got to my destination that I got off, and I was like, let me see what happened. But I think, to me, I was like, I was in shock. I was not expecting for that to happen. 'Cause it
Mhm.
was one of those, like, I have taken that road so many times, and that
Mhm.
those stupid dogs have never been like that. But yeah, like that time I didn't check until I got to my location, and then even then I was like shaking, so I'm pretty sure I was in shock. But you know, I
Yeah.
saw those dogs like the next day, and they were all fine, walking around like nothing. So I mean, assholes were fine.
They're like, our job is done.
I mean, at least this time they stopped. They learned to look both ways, so I guess I helped them in that regard.
Yeah.
It's terrible to say.
But like, like, I didn't stop to make sure the dogs were okay. I saw them take off, and in my head, I was like, if they were good to run away, they were good to, like, I don't think that there's gonna, like, I'm gonna see anything or anything.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Musika?
mm, no, yeah, if I ever accidentally like hit the door, dinged anything, like I remember always telling you guys. I even told Noodles one time, I think we were in our car together, where I did accidentally hit it on a like on that weird cement block thing where the giant freaking lampposts are on.
Mhm.
And it was an accident, and also because like it was a bit windy and like I remember she told me like be careful because of the wind. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna hang on to it as best as I can. And it just
oh yeah.
fucking out of my hand and hit it. I
Mhm.
told like obviously she's there, like she freaking hears and sees it, and I told her like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like I didn't mean to. That was it. She
Yeah, I
got
remember
upset, but
that
like
happened.
it was it was an accident. Like I could have easily said like, oh, the wind did it. Like it was not my fault at all. Like I tried. Like I
Yeah.
could have pushed the blame on the freaking nature. But I was like,
Hmm.
like I'm sorry. Like I just didn't have that strong of a grip, I guess.
So then you haven't done that.
I have not. There was no, because you've instilled into us that we have to be honest no matter what, and if nobody likes it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Hmm. Well, I did do that once.
What?
Whoa! I want to hear this story.
Yes, I am
Okay.
now
Intrigue.
intrigued. Tell us.
It's actually not that big of a deal.
We shall make that.
We'll tell you if it wasn't a big deal or not.
Right. Okay. Well, it was, oh my God, it happened years ago, many, 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 many moons ago, when both of you were still little teeny weeny babies.
Just tell us already.
And this happened on the west side of town, and we lived over there at that time. And so I was driving. We had a white car, and it was a Crown Victoria. And those kind of cars are like, they were like these big white boxy cars. And I had also just gotten my license. Like I hadn't really driven that much. But anyways, we went to a Walmart, the Walmart that's there, and I had one of you guys, I don't remember which one of you, because you guys were tired. It must have been Amy, because I think you noodles were like maybe 6 months. So that means that Musica was what, a year and a half, 2 years, 2 years old. I don't know. And one of my friends, a coworker from at the time I was working at this behavioral center, and so it was my coworker, and we went to the Walmart. And as I was parking, like I was doing the little where I was inching forward, and then boom, I hit the car in front of me. And I was like, oh my God, like, was that me? Like I just like panicked because I thought, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I thought your dad was gonna get mad. And so my friend was just like, well, let's go. Nobody's around. And we didn't do, I don't remember if I did anything to a car. I don't remember. But it wasn't big. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, but the car that we had, it was an older car. So, and this car was like a newer car. So yeah, and we left. Again, this is many, many moons ago. I wasn't even 20 at the time. I probably was like 19 or maybe 20.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So when I read this, I was like, oh, like I was curious, you know, to see
If we've done anything like
if
that.
you guys had done anything. Yeah, but no, apparently I'm the only one.
Oh, so you also wanted validation.
God,
Don't lie.
I've been caught red-handed.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Anytime it came with my car, like it was one of those like I don't know why, like in my head I was just like, if it has to do with my car, like my parents will get me out of it.
yeah,
So like for me there has never been a reason for me
to
to keep
not
any of it
say.
from you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's always like I guess you guys engraved it into my head like that. Like if I needed it, like you guys will be there.
yeah. You know, oh God, I just had to stop when you said that, but it's kind of sad. Do you guys still want to hear it?
Okay.
Sure. Damn. I
Make
feel
me
like.
I was,
sad. I want to cry.
oh God.
Damn.
shit.
Book of
This is
violence
darker than I
today. Got
intended
it.
If you don't make me cry, I don't want to hear it.
it. Well, I was just thinking, like, because you said, like, you've just always thought, like, oh, my parents, will help me, will get me
Yeah.
out of it. And then I thought, like, oh my god, like, that's what. Do you guys remember when that happened with George Floyd? Was it George Floyd, the one that was calling out for his mom?
I
I
think so.
mean, like, but you guys remember who George Floyd is, right?
Yeah.
I remember the name, but I don't remember the face.
It's the man that got killed by the cops. And like, well, there's so many, right? But he was like
Oh no,
probably,
yeah, I remember that. I remember
you
that now.
remember?
Yeah,
And
it took a minute.
I think I think it was him or somebody else, but I want to say it was him. That there's been several that when they're in that situation and they've called out for their moms.
Mhm.
And that's why. Because you're right, like we're all, well, those of us that have been blessed, with a loving mom. Because you're right, I always felt like that too with my mom. Like I always felt like it didn't matter how old I was. It was like she was safety to me. Like she could get me out of it.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know? That's sad. Makes me sad.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's one of those like yeah, you're right. Like I was blessed to have parents who cared and that always said like if I was ever in any trouble, like that they would be there. No ifs, ands, or buts. Even if I was at fault,
Yeah.
like that's always been.
Like either of you guys call, and it's one of those things where like we're kicking ass and taking names later type of thing. For me, that's how it is when it comes. And I know that your dad feels the same way.
Yeah.
Anyways, would I get tagged even if I'm singing?
As long as you don't sing the whole thing.
Oh
Yeah, so I
man,
think it's alright as long as we don't sing the whole song.
that sucks, right? Because you would think that,
Free advertisement.
yeah. Hold on, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves.
I have to talk to you now. No,
Hello?
sorry.
Oh, fine.
You're not
Hi,
muted. You're not
sister.
muted. You're not muted.
Oh,
Mom.
You're not muted.
am I muted now?
No.
No. Okay, yeah, now I can
Okay, there
hear
you
her.
go. There you go. I'm sorry. I don't know. I heard family, so I'm like, I don't know if it's something she don't want us. She don't want the stream to hear.
No, yeah.
Not anything bad, guys, but come on, we gotta have our privacy.
Privacy.
Anywho.
Oh, look, there's one of my dogs. Is it because, like, the bed is right next to, like, the couch, and the couch is tall enough for me, like, I can't see it unless I lean over?
Mm.
And I freaked out, like, a little while ago, thinking, like, oh my god, where are my dogs? And, like, I had to lean over, and I saw them both, and it's like, okay, cool. And Fenris, I guess she felt too hot, so now she's on the floor, just chilling.
That's funny. I have Luna in my bed. Luna is my mom's dog.
Who also
My
sees he has
dog's
a human
mom.
pillow.
Yeah, she really.
I'm back. Sorry about that. That was dumb.
Welcome back.
Go on.
No, I was just talking about how your dog is in my bed.
My princess
Yep.
is in the other princess's bed. Hmm. I want to buy her a bed. Oh my god! I've
Oh
got
my
an
god.
idea. What
On what?
if we make her a bed but like that looks like a castle.
Oh no.
Yes, we gotta do it. This is my princess.
You know what? You do what you wanna do.
Yay! Was that so hard?
Like at the end of the day, it's not just gonna be her bed.
Yeah.
I'm
True,
pretty
like all the
sure
other dogs
all
are
the
gonna
other
try
dogs
to
will
get
be
into
gone.
it.
Yep.
I think the only one who probably
Exactly.
won't try is Lobo, right? Like he's
No, he'll do
Uh,
it too. He's been like getting in the beds. I have a small bed in my room right now, in the corner, and he'll go and like do a little curled up ball, just chilling in there.
yep.
oh, it's adorable.
It's
Yep.
freaking cute as heck.
He's my little Lobo. He's the prince of the house. Well, when the king of the house is not here, he's the king. But when the king is here, then he's the prince. Or he's the, what do you call it? He can be the,
He's a jester.
no, not the jester.
Damn.
Like the
okay.
vice king.
The vice. Oh, like an
Like the
advisor.
man.
Yeah, like a second round, like an advisor. Yeah.
He's the right hand man.
Yes, that. He's the right hand man, exactly. He's the Hamilton to your dad's George. I'm eating ice cream stew.
Yeah, me too.
Damn, breathe. Breathe.
Now
Sorry,
I,
the ice cream hit.
unfortunately, do not have that wonderful gift that her friend has of not getting the munchies.
I know, when she told me
Unfortunately.
that, I
Me
was
neither.
like, how the heck do you not... What the fuck?
How the heck do you not? What the fuck?
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I was climbing down a thingy, but it exploded. And I don't know how.
Me.
So that makes me very sad. Anywho. What were we talking about?
Oh, how your friend doesn't get the munchies.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of us.
Yeah, that lucky bitch.
Making us all jelly.
I'm jelly. Got already a little belly. What do I don't need no more.
Well, you know, alcohol does that to you too.
I know. That's why I don't need the munchies. I got my alcohol. I don't need it.
This chocolate is good. That's my alcohol.
Terrible.
Did you guys want to continue, or do you guys want me to end the stream, or you guys are good to continue?
If we're gonna continue, then am I next then? Because this one, again, the
Yes.
last one I have is kind of long.
Yeah, you're next.
Okay, so I have this other one, and it does come with an update, so we could probably like,
Yeah.
or I can read the update like once we're done discussing our own opinions. Okay.
Okay.
It's called, Am I the asshole for telling my husband's entitled wannabe work wife to fuck off after she told me I was trying to kill my unborn child?
Oh.
Yes. When I first read the I was like, this sounds juicy, I need to know more. And the bit that I read of it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is a winner. Okay. For context, I, 30 female, and my husband, 30 male, are having a baby I'm 8.5 months pregnant currently, so I am not working for obvious reasons. But in my job, I earn significantly more than my husband. My husband works at a small company, and I really get on with most of his coworkers, apart from one, his work wife, 24 female. I put work wife in quotes as he does not call her this despite her desperately trying to get this title. She has degraded me to him before her main complaint being, when I was working, I work too much and I'm clearly trying to emasculate him,
Oh my
which he very
god.
quickly shut down. Now I'm pregnant and not working, she's voiced concerns to him that I look too thin for a pregnant woman. I am a healthy weight. She's just a larger woman, and I assume, while not trying to be too easy, too egotistical, that she felt a bit jealous, probably hoping that I would get bigger than her during pregnancy. And her other concern being that I'm too old to be pregnant.
Oh my
She's
god.
done both of these in creepy, subtle ways as to not look like the outright bad guy. Anyway, on to the incident. My husband's boss was having a garden party to which I was invited. During this event, my husband was having a glass of gin and tonic, one of my favorite drinks. He remarked to me that I was particularly good. I took his glass and took a small sip. I could see Workwise' beady eyes on me as I handed the glass back. She then came rushing up to me to tell me about the dangers of fetal alcohol syndrome. I explained I just had a small sip and it's really no harm at all. But this wasn't enough for her to just leave it be. She continued to go on about how worried she is, to which my husband defended me, repeating that I only had a tiny sip and there really is no harm. She seemed to be offended by this response and turned to me and said if I wanted to kill my baby, I should just have an abortion. My husband and those in earshot were stunned by this before I could think about what to do. I instantly told her to fuck off and mind her own business. Luckily, no one heard, and she sort of just looked uncomfortable and left shortly afterwards. Following this, my mild response, in my opinion, and in the opinion of my husband and others I've told, she has sent my husband 7 emails calling me and him every name imaginable, tried to call 40 plus times, leaving a variation of insane voicemails. My husband has reported her to HR and she resigned shortly after. Despite this, she won't stop calling and leaving abusive messages. We've tried blocking her, but she just keep making new accounts. Her persistence makes me worried for her mental well-being, and I feel like a bit of an asshole for pushing this clearly disturbed woman over the edge. Am I the asshole?
Hell no. What the? I dislike people who act so entitled. Like, ugh, gross, sick.
Yeah, and she also has a little small tidbit, like, clarifying, because people are saying, like, oh, like, I guess so many comments about the gin thing, but she said, like, first of all, like, the husband doesn't really, mind the drink, but he doesn't like it so strong, so he waters it down. So she says the equivalent sip that she takes is, like, about amounts that of alcohol would be, like, in a regular mouthwash, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just wanted to add that out there.
No, you're good. I'm just like, as long as she doesn't make it a habit to be drinking, and it sounds like she doesn't, then I don't think one tiny sip is gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm not no doctor and I ain't no scientist, but like I don't think, like if it's that small of an amount and it's watered down, you know, like there's
Yeah.
stupid.
I mean, yeah. No, you're not the asshole. The lady is the asshole. Like, what the fuck? Because, okay, fine. You want to sit here and be like, oh, you shouldn't be drinking when you're pregnant. Yeah, okay, yeah. We all know this. You could have just said it once, said it in a night. But clearly, this person is wants to break this marriage up. Clearly, this
Yeah.
person is someone who's
Mm.
jealous. Like, no, I'm sorry, you know. So no, not the asshole. Like, and you're right. I'm with you on that. That there's people that are so that feel so fucking entitled. It's stupid.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I also agree. I don't think she's the ass at all. Like again, like she's like she said, like she's obviously like taking precautions and everything. Like first of all, the whole comment like she's old. Like okay, yes, like in like once you hit like towards like your 30s and like oh they say even like between like still between I was 25 and like 35 and 40, like it's still pretty much like an okay like regular pregnancy, just slightly more harder. It's
Mhm.
not an impossible thing, and again, it's like it's not that much older. Like if she was like maybe in her 40s or 50s, close to 60, then yes, then like okay, yes, older, but like still like first of all, none of her goddamn business. And second of all,
Mhm.
again, like if it's just like the one drink, and the husband himself is like again, he sees that she wants a drink, and he again like he watered it down, and he's like, okay, like yeah, like you've been good, like just one small little quick little sippy thing. Then it's like
Mhm.
obviously it's like it's fine. It's like again, like if it was like an everyday thing that they were doing, then yes, like she shouldn't have done that. But again, like it was just like they both felt like okay, like this is like a small treat, kinda, you know?
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
take that almost like same equivalent of like, oh my god, like with coffee. Like I've heard other stories like that, like how some people will be just like the minute they see like a pregnant woman like drinks a non-caffeinated coffee, and they freak out saying like, oh my god, you're hurting your child, you're trying to kill it, you're gonna make it sick, and it's just like chill, like what the hell? It's like
Yeah.
I imagine like that the mother like unless it looks like they're intentionally trying to harm their baby inside, then like yes, okay, fine, like say something. But if not, and they obviously like are taking precautionary steps, and it's like goddamn, like leave them the hell alone. And then too, like
Mhm.
she's 24. Like what what the hell? And trying to claim the
Yeah.
whole title of like work wife. It's like, okay, you're thinking yourself
That's
a little too
disgusting.
highly right there.
Yeah.
That is a bit
What's
creepy. I think.
What's up with that? The whole work wife thing. Like, what the hell? Is that
If I
really a
remember,
thing?
yeah, it is a thing to some people.
Yeah.
Like it's like a weird like oh like they act differently. Um, like saying like how like they're able to like think of it like almost like they're able to like talk and vent to to them about their work, and they'll be able to understand it and like help them be supportive like
Mhm.
a spouse or a partner would. But like again, like the only difference is like it's at work.
Mm.
And if I remember like most of the time again like it's mostly people like within a close knit connection already, like they more or less the other partner knows about them, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, I don't mind, like it's whatever, like they're also there to help them when I can't, obviously.
Mm.
But oh my god, like obviously like this lady, she obviously does not talk to them, she's not hanging out with them, she's not their friend. The fact that she's pushing it, like I think it's exactly like how you said, Linus, like she's just I don't know, like maybe thinking like, oh, this older man, like I'm pretty sure she's new, hasn't been there that long, and she's probably like looking for a husband to settle down with and settled on him, even though he's
Mhm.
already married and about to have a baby.
Yeah.
And also the fact that like she's cyber stalking them too and harassing them. It's like, oh my god, like what is the matter with you? Why are you
Just psycho.
yeah like
Yeah.
this unhinged and like just demand like now like not only that, like the fact is just also like verbally and that she's verbally attacking the husband now too, because like, well, like he now defended his wife like how he's supposed to, and she's like, oh, this image of you is destroyed now. I now have to aim at you too. It's like, okay, you're just proving that you're
Mhm.
definitely a toxic person to be with. Okay, so there is an update. Do you want me to read it?
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Update. I'm going to file a report tomorrow to the relevant authorities, and both me and my husband will be changing our numbers. I do not believe this woman is any real danger to anyone but herself, and would like her to be sectioned in some way to get the mental health a treatment that she needs. Also, thank you
Mhm.
all for the supportive comment, and I felt a bit overwhelmed by the situation, and me and my husband were a bit lost and unsure of what exactly to do. Also, to clear a small point up, she didn't really resign. It's sort of a formality. Not sure if this is specific to the UK, that you don't get fired, you get asked to leave, then you have to resign. Oh, okay, so they're in the UK.
Mm.
Huh, okay.
Okay, so no, yeah, I think it's a good thing that they're taking the step to like, hey, like she's obviously like, they're taking the steps to like protect themselves, and they're like, and also to like if she's one of those people that's like, oh, bark and no bite type of deals,
Mhm.
then it's like, okay, then not bad, but like it's still freaking annoying, and it does make you feel uneasy. And that's really, she doesn't need that during her last month of pregnancy,
Yeah.
towards her last months of it. Like, she does not need that.
Yeah. Man, that's so icky. Why would he?
Mhm.
Why would?
Why are people like
See,
that?
I don't like. I've never liked that. When I heard about it, the work wife and all that, I'm like,
Yeah.
like I can see it when it's if it's like you've known this person since forever, you know,
Mhm.
and that's how you guys joke around, okay. But
Mm-hmm.
like if it's just you have someone, you have a significant other, and you just met this coworker, like no, that's not okay. Like
Would you be okay with the work life? Um, Masika, and do you know if your partner has a work wife?
Uh,
Or have you ever not thought about it?
I remember one time I teased her about it because like there was this one person like he got stationed somewhere else now, but like in the beginning like they were really talk and joke a lot, and I'll actually I remember I brought up one time like as a joke, saying like, oh, like what is it your work spouse and everything, keeping them a secret. And at first she did kind of look at me like, what? And then like she picked it up really fast. She's like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm found this way. Yeah, I have a secret family within the workplace. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, do they treat you well? They feed you well? It's like, no, they don't feed me that well. It's like, oh, okay, so I have that then. Like,
Right.
I know, like with them, like it really is like no big deal. And like again, like she's not like that with a lot of people, to be honest. Like it's depends on how well she knows them and if they click well enough. And the few times that I have met them, like they seem pretty cool. And he also has his own family. He has a wife. He has 3 kids. And from what I've been told, like the wife will also make funny comments like that too about with Emily. So it's like okay, like it's all good nature, good fun. Like to me, it's like if it's like that and like it's not really, like no one's taking it too seriously, like I don't mind it.
Right.
But yeah, I think if it's someone like that trying to take it as like a weird type of like title type deal, like oh like I'm the work wife, haha, like na 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 in your face type deal, then to me it's like, okay, I'm not comfortable and I don't like this, and like you're
Yeah.
acting like a goddamn
mhm.
child. Like there really is no point to get too hung up about it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
See, if they know their place, then okay, but it's still one of those, like, to me, it just feels icky because it's one of those, like, if I'm with someone, I don't want them to call someone else
Yeah.
their wife or their significant other in some former of shape or form. You can't speak,
Mhm.
sorry. But I'm just like, that's just me. I think goes to my, I have insecurities. So, like, I would
Mhm.
just need the, like, like, I don't feel comfortable with that. If you
Yeah.
could not, and if they're cool with that, then awesome. But if it's like, that's when it becomes an issue, is like, if they can't make that boundary happen, you know,
Mhm.
then I think there's a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because you don't, I think it just goes back to, like, the respect. Like, if your significant other doesn't feel comfortable with that,
Mhm.
then why are you going to continue it?
Hmm. That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
okay,
I chose a good one.
okay, calm down now.
That's what she said.
Mhm.
Which is the good one.
oh God.
Sorry.
I mean, it's funny because I'm pretty sure that has been said somewhere, at some point.
Mhm.
What the hell am I listening to?
Oh my God, I'm almost done with my maze or my labyrinth. I want you to
Nice.
come and. You haven't been watching, have you?
No,
So you need to. How dare you not been watching? I'm just kidding.
I see as I like start looking at the screen.
You're gone down. Look away. I want you to go to the labyrinth, but when I'm done,
Okay.
see if you can figure it out. I wanted to make a bigger one, but I might do it after this, depending how successful this one is. oh my God, I'm so sad. My ice cream is almost gone. My ice cream soup. munchies, munchies. Mm,
It happens.
I want one of my emotes to say that.
Munchies. You need to send me a list of like the ideas you got.
Yes, I have so many.
Oh shoot, my phone's up today. That's not good.
Why are you
Musica,
killing it?
do you think, hadn't I told you to see if you could draw me like Encanto kind?
Mm, I
Had I
think you
told you
mentioned
that?
it. I think you mentioned it once, so more like as a possible idea. I don't think you ever mentioned it as actual being like serious type deal.
Well, I said it to both of you guys. Can any of you do it?
uh,
I said I would try. I just haven't done it.
How dare you?
But I can.
yeah,
I'll
I
do
think
it.
I think it says something similar too. Mostly because it's been a while since I've drawn people. Ugh, I gotta try. And I could try, but it'd probably look a little weird.
it's okay. I don't want it exactly.
I
Oh
gotta go
crap.
harvest some plant fiber.
Nice. I'm excited with my little thingy. It's the little things in life that make me happy girls.
Alright. Well, if you guys want, I can tell one last um, Karen in the Wild story
Let's do
to
it.
end off this stream.
No, yeah, do it. Complete the ensemble.
Get it.
This one is titled Mild Karen at Kids Baseball Game.
Oh, yeah, I love that sports event.
Oh god, okay.
Continues to say, so not super wild, but here I go. My parents and I, M40, arrived 10 minutes before my son's 11 house league baseball game to set up a spot behind the catchers and about 20 feet back from our lawn chairs. I'm sorry, I'm like reading like a robot right now.
Are you an AI? I knew it.
For the last
Quick,
3 years,
reboot.
no problems. First come, first serve. We are about 20 feet back from the fence. Backstop. Back from the fence, yeah. To leave room for people to cross through to the terrible metal benches. Yeah, God, I'm sorry. Because I read this off of a bigger screen, so now I'm like, my eyes need to adjust to the little one.
It's fine.
People come, set up, all good. Enter Karen. 2 minutes before the starting pitch. She sees a group of her friends to the right side of our group of 3 chairs, and 10 feet in front of us, whom are not blocking anyone's view. She can sit on the right of the group and basically be smushed up against the bleachers, or sit on the left, which obviously would block my view. All spots are taken. I cannot move without being uncomfortable, uncomfortably close to the group to the left of us. She sees this. I see this. We see that we each see this. She sits directly in front of me, back turned. Yep, I'm 6'1" and about 250. I've been told that I come off threatening, so I hate these situations. I smile and say hi, and she turns and says, "Am I blocking your way?" Super painfully obvious yes. My 75-year-old mom goes, it's okay," trying to appease. Not wanting to
Aww.
escalate, I smile and say, kinda sorta. She gets up and says loudly, I'm keeping score though," and stares at me.
What?
At no
What?
point at no point has this spot been dedicated to scorekeeping parents. In 3 years of house league games, the benches on both sides are near empty, and our scorekeepers is sitting alone on the left side of the bleachers. I shrug and maintain eye contact until she squeezes in the next to the empty bleachers. We enjoy the rest of the game. That's it.
Ugh. Again, why is it that people just feel entitled for shit like this? You know, like it is so stupid. I don't get it. Like I truly, truly, truly do not get it. Like what goes through these people's minds?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Was this just an asshole or it's just a comment?
Oh, it's just a story of it, the interaction
Okay.
with the Karen.
And you know, we have stuff like this. Like I know I've had my share of interactions with people like this. And it's so fucking crazy. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't get it.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, first of all, like, not only that, like how he said, like they both realized that, oh, like she could either be squished or like right in front of him, blocking the view of him watching his child.
Mhm.
And the fact that she deliberately did that, and when he, politely like, calls out to her, and she literally turns around and tells him like, "Oh, am I blocking you?" Like, really? It's
Yeah.
like what? Like you're acknowledging, okay, yes, you're purposely blocking, and then you decided to loudly say like, "Oh, I'm keeping score." It's like, really? It's like,
Mm.
no. First of all, no one asked. Second, it's like it's not that important. Like there's other professionals, like probably like the coaches, the refs, and other like people who actually pay attention to the freaking game. That I'm pretty sure they're also keeping score. So I was like, you are not that important.
Yeah.
Like yes, okay, maybe you want to sit down comfortably, not be squished, but it's like you are not the only parent there. Like suck it up, Buttercup. Like seriously.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah, and just when I read this one, I was like, oh, that's not cool. When you see that you're gonna block someone's view, like, I think if I was her, I would have just gone and sat on the bleachers instead and just be next to the group. Because it sounds like they were right next to them. Like, her group.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, why, if you don't want to be squished up against the bleachers, then sit on the bleachers. Like,
Mhm.
why wasn't that an option? Why was it that she had to sit either in front of him or be squished? Like, and
Maybe a
she,
good portion of it was already taken.
well, no, he says there that they were empty.
Mm.
That the bleachers tend to stay mostly empty.
Right. Well, I think it's because like, well, he said it was metal, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like that. Like, unfortunately, like it's not very comfortable to sit on it for too long.
But
And
still, like there was
no,
other
yeah,
like
like
my
I
point
agree.
is that there are other options for her versus just the two. But she tried to, you know, be entitled and see if he wouldn't say anything to her. Cause he could have just let her sit in front of him, but then it's like he'll just be there like, great, like what now? Like what do I do?
Yeah.
I think it's just she was acting entitled.
And I mean, we've gone to sport events, to kids sport events. I
Mhm.
remember the last one that we went to. Oh my god. It was freaking awesome. Oh, you
Mhm.
guys, hold on. I'm getting a call. Hold on.
Okay. Nah, even him, like I want, like he doesn't really describe like how close were they to the other side of the benches? Because I mean, maybe he could have moved to the other side, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like he said, it was first come first serve. He chose that
Right.
spot, so there is no real necessity for him to have moved.
No,
Like he
yeah.
could have been a gentleman and moved, but at the end of the day, like he wasn't entitled to move.
No, yeah. Like it. Like I get like, oh, like when you first get there and you're like, oh yay, first spot. But like I think both of them, like I don't think he was the jerk to ask her to like politely move. I think they both, yeah, a bit like entitled to like her wanting to like block his view intentionally, and him being like, oh, like she's in my way, you know?
Mhm.
Because again, like I do think it's the whole like neither one of them wanted to be on the bench because like, oh, it's metal, it hurts, and depending if they're in like outside, like especially if it's hot or something, like it might even like be too warm.
Mhm.
Okay, I get that, but at the same time, it's like it's also there in case people want to have more extra room or something like that. Like Jesus, put up with it. It's only there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And if anything, you could always like bring a cushion or like put your jacket under you and like give your extra cushion that way.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I was gonna, like I was saying, I remember the game that we were at. It was a basketball game. Oh my god! By the way, those kids were freaking amazing. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That was
but
cool.
yeah, and I was sitting. I remember me. I was sitting up front, and I'm always conscious of people like, oh, if they can see, like I try to pick plate, like I'm not going to go and sit in front of a kid. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not going to do that because I know that if I do that, like that kid's not going to see. And I try to sit in places or like I'm always mindful of that. So I don't understand. It's just people who are, don't have manners.
Yeah.
It just comes down to that. Like they don't have manners. Selfish freaking people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think about that. Hmm. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. This was Bluntly
Well,
Talking's first episode. Yeah.
thank you all for joining.
Definitely. And thank you to Mystica for being here for this grand event.
Thank you for having me.
But yeah, you guys, we're gonna try to do this on a daily basis. But once we have the times and everything, I guess we'll let y'all know. Follow us. Follow me on Twitter. At just Mita. Look, you can look at my about these, but it's at just_Mita. Oh wait, for Twitter, I don't know. Hold on for X. But what about you, Newlies?
Handle is Noodles08, and that's Noodles with an IES. But that's normally going to be my handle everywhere. You can find me on X, Insta, TikTok.
Yeah. Okay, so my X handle is at just_Mita. And yeah, Musica, you don't have any socials, right?
I do not. I've had a bad experience with that.
Yeah. All right. So, and definitely we should talk about that next time.
Yes.
Yes, now that I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for joining us again, and we'll see you mañana. Oh, our Twitch also. I forgot the name of their Twitch, but anyways, not a Twitch. Sorry, our TikTok. Okay,
Follow
you
us
guys, as you
everywhere
can see,
with
our
Bluntly Talking. Just look up Bluntly Talking.
Oh yeah, Bluntly Talking.
You'll find us. You'll find us in the socials.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.